You know, it's been a while since, like, we've talked about a comedy film. Well, maybe actually, no, wait, I take it back. I think we did recently, too. But this time I'm looking at a film called Exit to Eden. Which, I'm mean, honest to say, this is a film based on an Anne Rice novel. And it made me think, after I was watching it, made me think, like, say, this would have been a film that we could have saved for the month of Naughty. Because that's coming back. Um, yeah, this is a comedy thriller film directed by Gary Marshall. About, well, Elliot heads for the sexual fantasy island Eden. He takes some photos of diamond smugglers. They and an undercover cop wants the photos and follow him to Eden. Growing up, I think I had seen quite a lot of films with Rosie O'Donnell. I believe I probably did. So it's been a while since I've seen a film with her in it. And yes, one thing that is probably not known or known about this film is that it got torn apart relentlessly when it came to the critics.
All you have to do is give your partner a little control word, like yellow.
Yellow. Yellow! Fred!
Look, bondage man.
But I'm gonna say this, I find at times it was a bit fun. Like, yes, I can understand saying, oh, this wasn't a very, wasn't very good, or something like that. But I can honestly say yes at the same time. Like, it made me go, it didn't give me, a ton of, ha 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 ha, like I did when I recently saw, The Naked Gun, whereas this one just made me go, gave me a bit of a smile. Because, the film opens up with some jewel thieves that are trying to, in a way, trying to stop they're trying to, say, okay, we're trying to steal something, and, a guy ends up catching them and all that.
Look, I don't know whether something was going down or not.
Please open all of your bags.
They may just be smuggling a bottle of vodka for all I know, but I got photos of both of them. I need some stuff on this roll, but if you want to see them, here's my card.
We have to do a full check on everybody.
And he basically goes oh, hey, this looks very suspicious. What's going over there? What's going over there? And eventually what ends up happening is he ends up going to a island that's for, fantasies and all that. And falling for the woman that he is, assigned to, in a way. And I gotta say that, yes, it was a bit of an interesting thing seeing Dan Aykroyd and Rosie O'Donnell, and paired up together in a film. And yeah, one thing I will say this is that I like the idea of some of the things of this film, like in the fact that when say either those two characters they were going out and they were just saying, and then this happened and I followed John. He seemed to be very interesting. He seemed to know all the odds and ends of this island.
An hour later, Elliot Slater boarded a ship at Los Angeles Harbor, Pier 56. We assumed he was going on another photo assignment. He wasn't.
And all that. And I'm gonna say this. One thing that's happening was when the film or a book series 50 Shades of Grey, I have a feeling that even though this film was not received well, I have have an idea. I bet that after this, people even probably say, "Huh, well, this is interesting. The dynamics and all that."
Examine the shadows of safe, sane, and submissive sexuality. Our next fantasy is popular with both sexes. Sex in public.
And the thing that makes you feel like say so, it's like say the backstories of in a way like why all the characters are doing that. The one thing I think is really cool is that we kind of understand why the character of Lisa became a dom. I guess I do think like say there are some funny moments like say when she's trying to ask like say well why exactly is this and then she's constantly being a bit snarky about it.
Okay, and second, how do you decide you want to be a dominatrix? I mean, what do you wake up one day and go, hey, I feel like being bossy?
No,
I don't mean to pry. You don't have to tell me.
no, it's all right. I remember once there was this birthday party in high school for the quarterback, and I volunteered to be the present. He never talked to me again.
And it did make me think say when the character of Lisa is telling her story of how she became a dom and all that. I'm starting to think like say how am I gonna get banned or something like that for constantly saying that word, but like say eventually it just revealed that and it did make me think like say when she basically like basically tells her boss in her flashback sequence of who's in charge. It did make me think say yeah. So, yeah, like say there are. I'd say for the women, I'd feel like say maybe there are some moments where like say characters are going to say, "Huh, well I think I like this thing." So thank you, movie, in that you have given me some ideas and all that. Like the but they did. I did feel like say some moments like say the bank the diamond robbers and all that. I thought okay this little subplot is a little bit interesting I suppose.
In fact, I do. You see, I have a 2:30 appointment with him. He's mine. I got all dressed up in this outfit.
Spare me the details. Get out of my room.
I will say that the actress who plays Nita, woo boy. Well, I do find there's a bit of a fun scene in the fact that there's a sequence in which Elliot is like in a race and he's trying because he's gonna have his time to be with Lisa, and so he ends up winning the race. And as the film goes on, like say there is a character, like there is like say a guy who is very much into the character of Sheila, and like and over all the entire time she's just like say, "Okay, buddy, I get it. You're interested in me. Now please, go."
Oh, sorry.
Oh, Tommy, I cannot believe they don't have locks on this door. What are you doing here?
Well, I saw you with that mask on, and I thought you wanted to play Bandit Girl.
No.
Oh, come on. I'll let you capture me. And...
No, actually, this is a sleeping mask.
Away and all that, because she's just like say, "I'm on a job right now. I know I'm," and all that. So eventually, they're able to find where the bad guy is and all that. I'm sorry, my voice is a bit nasally at the moment. I apologize about that. So eventually, they're able to stop the bad guys, and everyone goes like, saying, "Huh, well, maybe we all learned a little bit of something after all." So at the end of it, the character of Elliot, he goes back to the island and says, like, say, "Hey, like, say, will you be with me?" and all that. And at the end of it, Sheila, she's also able to, like, she told this guy repeatedly for the film, like, say, hey, will you paint my house? So, apparently he is a CEO. He goes, like, say, yeah, workers, go paint her house. And all that. So, yeah, I bought, like, yes, this film was a film that had a budget of $30 million. It had a box office return of $6.8 million, so it flopped. No, actually, no, wait. It did, like, say, a jump off the diving board, and then instead of, like, say, going and doing it so gracefully, it went, like, splat into that water, like, and all that. So, yeah, I thought at times, though, like, yeah, this was a bit funny. It did make me think, like, say, why didn't we save this for the month of September? When we're bringing back month of Naughty Bags, so spoilers again. Quite interesting that actress Deborah Pratt, who, if you know who that is, you know, she was in a lot of Donald Pelizario's shows. She's also a writer. Like, she was on she was a writer for Magnum P.I. She was also a writer for Quantum Leap. Also was a director for an episode of The Revival, and also the executive producer for the recent show as well. So, yeah. Yeah. That's pretty cool. I'll see you next time.